This is going to be a complete windy day, but I'm going to do it anyway. The winds are going to get up to like 18, 19 miles an hour today. Right now it's about, I don't know, probably 12, 13. I'm guessing something like that. But it's going to get really windy. And I have to look at things as just another challenge. If I don't look at it as another challenge, then I guess we won't do the things we need to do in order to push ourselves to advance what we want to do. So that's how this is going to work today. I'm going to set up. I got to change my hooks, put some different hooks on, size things up a little different. Actually, I'm going to put these on today. If you've never seen these are Hooker's Terminal Tackle 8.8. And I'm going to show you something about them while I'm driving down here. There's going to be a few minutes before we get down there. Now, I'm a fan of a Kell hook. I really am. But there's something special that James Arwood has done with this hook, which he's took and I've known this for a long time, but James has took a Kell hook and a circle hook and went interfused them together. This is what you get. It's like a Kell circle hybrid. I don't know what you want to call it, but this is the 8.8. And man, I'm really excited to put this hook on. One, it's got a welded eye on it. So there's no gap in there. There's no gap in there, if you can see it. Does that make it a little better? But that 8.8, I believe, is going to do a lot of good things. That sometimes that happens with circle hooks, or a Kell hook in particular, that it will kind of make the ground up for it. One, a circle hook, you can't set it, but sometimes you need to set it because you know sometimes some fish are facing you and they're just sitting there with it. Some of us have a belief that a flathead grabs and he backs up and just sits there. I don't know what they do. I've always wanted to see what them things are doing under the water. But with this right here, you're going to have the good side of two things. You're going to be able to tighten the line up a little bit and set this hook, or you could probably crank down on this, or you can crank down on this like you would a circle hook. So there's beauty mixed in this hook right here that James now this isn't something that James has just bought from some company somewhere and put it on the market. That's not what he's done. He has actually designed these hooks. He's got the whole Mad Catter line is a complete design of his own. It's not a resale. This is a designed hook by James, and I appreciate the value in that. So let's do it. Now there is one thing I got going for me right here in this with the wind. Is different than when I had a pontoon. See, now I have a consoles and window in front of me that kind of blocks the wind as I'm anchored basically against the wind. Does that make sense to you guys? Well, it makes sense to me, but that's what I have. And it's really making a difference. There's a lot of wind right now. It's shifting us around. And what I'm using is spot lock on my trolling motor. That's what I'm using. But anyhow, let's get into this. So I'm getting ready to tie this here on. This here Mad Catter. And again, this is the 8.8, which I'm thinking this right here is just going to be a beauty queen. under that water. So let's see. So I'm just gonna tie a snell on it. I'm a snell fan. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully I got that loop big enough. I'm just gonna go a few times here. Simple, keep it simple. It's an easy way to tie them with your leader already tied up on the other end. Unless you're doing one of them easy snells, which I'm not really overly a fan of. I don't overly trust them. Sometimes I cut my tag in too short to do, but I think this is going to be fine. Just pull that tight, and there you have it. Now I know I got the sun behind me. Sorry about that, guys. It'll be up above us here after a while. So there we go. There's Mad Catter on the first rod. So anyhow, what it is here, I got that all rigged up like I was telling you. This is one rod that I've switched so far. I just got, what is that, a 3-ounce sinker on there. And I'm gonna leave a float on there because what I've seen, it seems like these fish are suspended a little bit, but they're moving around. So that's what it looked like to me. That's what I'm gonna give it a shot on. This is gonna keep it off the bottom a little bit. It's gonna be stationary, but we're not gonna be moving. We're on anchor. So get some pretty much fresh shad on here. And no matter what you do, you will always have a plane above you making all kind of racket while you're trying to make a video here. I know the sun's behind me and it's blinding me. It'll be out the way in a little bit. It makes things terrible. But let's get this first rod out. We'll put this one to the right. On top of that, there's a drop over there. This hole comes up, like this comes up onto a flat, and I'm getting right on the drop of that hole where I see them moving in. I tell you what, it is nice to be behind this console once you get sit down, and it sure does keep the wind off of you a lot, I tell you that. I'm really not used to that. I'm used to being in the middle of the wind, and anywhere you put the boat on a pontoon, sometimes you just don't have that blockage unless you've built your pontoon to do that. But this window and console and stuff, and the split window really makes a nice difference. I'm gonna have to, I know I can see right now, I'm gonna have to get some more of these. I got some of these, but I know I'm gonna have to get more because I got a feeling I'm really gonna enjoy this hook. I really do. Now there's kind of something else I want to show you guys, the way you can set up. And so like right now, what I have on here is a 3-way. Now I didn't use 3-ways for the longest time because I was stuck on that slip weight stuff, or the slide. Now what I did is I take a 3-way and I put a duo clip on that 3-way. Okay? So if I decide to anchor fish, I could pop my sinker on there, which most of us use coin sinkers no matter where you're at. Some people use bank sinkers, whatever. But the thing I'm getting at is I can always take that off real quick, put a dragging weight on it, and they ain't got to change nothing else, and just go. The problem you have with a slide is if you got a float on something and you're anchor fishing, any slack that gets in your line, it'll start pulling, it'll just start running up that line. It'll start running up that line, and the next thing you know, you'll see your float and your bait on top of the water. That's not what you want. And it may be 3/4 up that water column and you don't know it because it's not on top. And you think everything's okay. Well, a lot of us learn the hard way. Get away from the sinker slides. They're great, I guess, if you're not using a float. If you're using maybe live bait and you're using real heavy weight and you want the line to slide through the sinker slide, that's great. But if you're really anchor fishing or you're doing what I'm doing right now, you know, that's something you want to think about, because these things will go to the top of the water sliding through that sinker slide. We got one, guys. And all this wind, we got a fish on there, and the Mad Catter hooked up the first fish. Boy, it feels like a nice fish. Oh yeah. We got one on here now, guys. He's coming through the boat. Well, that didn't take long at all. That didn't take long at all. There we go. This guy on my hand. There's our first kitty today. And it's been probably maybe 5 minutes. And I tell you, that wind, sit this down. That wind, is no joke. Now we're on a different lake today. We're on the lake outside of the Portage area. That's the Portage Lakes channel for you. As you can see the difference in that. So let's let this guy go. The West Branch the other day, them fish were nice and gold. See how that looks? They're a little darker in this area. Let's get this out here again. My spot lock on my trolling motor. If you don't have spot lock, and you never had it, it's great. It saves throwing an anchor. Don't have to throw an anchor. It makes life so much easier. Well, let's check to see if he's there. Maybe he just sits around with it. Sometimes these fish just like to sit with stuff. Either that or he's swimming with it. Oh no, he's still there. Okay. That's what he's doing. He's swimming with it. He's going somewhere else. That's exactly what he's doing. See, they'll fool you. He's just a little one though. He's just a little guy. But that's the beauty that I just found. That 8.8. I'm gonna get into a place to where I can cast up onto where it comes up on a flat and put a rod on the drop and down in the bottom of that drop, because I see these fish, it seems to me that they're moving, they're going up and down. They're going up and down this ledge. So I'm gonna try to target this ledge that they're moving up and down on. If you could look at it under the water, it'd be like this. So up between here, here, and here, that's the 3 areas that I'm trying to target. That's why I got a pull down bottom. The left rod up here is kind of in the middle where it starts to go up, then the other rod is on top of the flat. Got him. Got netting. Got netting out here in the high winds, out here in the monsoon hurricane. There he is. Leave this down here. Good hookup. I like them fish. I got him. A little teeny. There, come out of 23 feet of water. 23 feet. I actually moved to the way out drop off. And I seen a couple down there. I ain't saying this is one of the ones I've seen. But if you see a few down there, there's gonna be others down there other than that few. Nice one. It's a nice little channy there. Hey guys, like that. It's windy, 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 but we got him. He was coming towards the boat. I seen him when he hit it, but he was coming towards the boat. All right, let's let this guy go. I have found a hot spot. I just come across it. I ain't been here but maybe a minute. And they're here. They're here. I mean, they're on this spot, and I can't believe it because it's 28 foot of water. Unexpected. Very unexpected. Never would have looked here. I decided, let's go check this little area that I see on my map. And I'm like, wow. When I got above it, holy cow. This is crazy. Let's see what happens, guys. Now see, this wind has kind of pushed me to do things I normally wouldn't do. And it's pushed me to look at things I normally wouldn't look at. So I'm kind of glad, you know, you have to break out of your normal. If you don't break out of your normal, you're not going to advance in anything. They're definitely here. Right where? I never would have looked at it. I'm using small cuts of shad, mag catter, just sinker. I got the bobber a little closer to the bait. That way it forces this to come more up. More than being, sorry, it forces this to come up from the weight being at the top. Of course, when it's down there, it's going to probably be like this, but it forces this to be higher, a little higher off that bottom. Actually, I'm going to slide it down a little more. The wind has just gotten so bad that, I mean, I'm on spot lot, but the boat is just, the wind is shifting a lot. That's all right, I'll deal with that. I can deal with that. I can deal with that shift. There I had a fish on, didn't even realize it. Buddy, they're definitely in here. They're definitely in the spot now. Middle of tying a rig, rod went down. I think it's a pretty good channel here. Not bad. Good channel. There we go. Not a bad one. What's making matters worse is the wind is shifting just constantly. It's not just blowing, it's shifting. Another nice channel. I'm a pretty big guy, so you probably might not realize how big these are. I don't feel like weighing them. That's a nice channel there. Nice channel. This is this hole out here. This is 28 foot deep. 28 foot deep, guys. Got some. I marked a couple big fish down there. I don't know if it's channel cat, flathead, or what. I marked a couple big fish down here off this ledge. It's probably just a decent channel cat. It's pulling really good. That's just nice channel cat. Oh yeah. I knew I marked a couple nice fish there. Look at that, guys. Look at that. I was hoping it'd be a flathead, because they are in here. Okay, there you go. That's a nice channel cat right there. You might not think it, but I'm gonna tell you, that's a good one. I'd seen a couple down there and I knew it. Man, there's a couple nice fish right there, and I hope I get the other one, because I think it was 2 or 3. Channel cat. That's a channel cat. Let him go. Oh, another thing I wanted to add is that the 8.8 Mag Catters turns out to be a machine. The only thing you're not going to like about them is trying to get them out of the fish. You ain't getting them in the fish, you get them out of the fish. So be prepared for that. Catch you guys next time.